How the heck do I add Eric in here? Huh. It was weird. Hold up, Eric. I'm trying to add you, dude. I don't see where the freaking. It's the weirdest thing. I see like a little video of you, man, and I can't add, it doesn't give me the option to add you. It's like so weird. I just saw a private, yeah, I seen like the private chat for you. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got you. You're on here
Okay,
now.
there we go. I was about to say, I'm not able to hear you.
No, no. It was like weird. I could see like a little circle with your video, but then I didn't. It wouldn't let me add you, and now I see I had to like put my mouse on it, and then there's like a little thing you have to like a toggler or something. Okay. All right, now you're here. So okay, let me just check everything. Um I'm still learning this shit, you know? We should be live on TikTok. To make sure, because you should be able to even see us live on TikTok. I don't want you to move. How you doing, man? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so we're live on TikTok. Cool. How you doing, man? Oh yeah. And then we should be live on Twitch too. The ones that are a real pain in the neck, like I told you, are um, Instagram and Rumble and X. I think maybe you're frozen. I think your video froze. Yeah, it did. No wonder. Let me toggle you off and then put you back. Maybe that'll work. No, shit. Faces of possibility. Hold on. Let me message you. Eric froze up, guys. Hold on. Yeah, you're definitely not moving. No wonder I didn't hear you say anything. Huh. Think you're probably gonna have to drop off of it and come back. If you can hear me. Oh, did I say? Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to the live. I see one person is in here. How you all doing, man? There you go. Now I see him again. All right, you're back.
Yeah, I still can't hear you for some reason.
Really? Hold up. Okay, what about now?
Through Restream, at least.
What about now?
Do you have a Zoom link, perchance?
What about now? Can you hear me now? It's definitely got to be you, man, because I could hear us on YouTube and stuff. You might have to like. It says my volume's up and everything, and so is yours. I'm not muted. I could see my volume is. Oh, let me crank it up even more.
Yeah, it's weird. I could hear you on. I went to, not Facebook. I went to YouTube, and I could hear you there. You were a little quiet, but like on Restream, I just have no audio from you.
And I have the volume all the way up, man. Like I have it cranked all the way up. And it doesn't say it's muted. I can hear you on Restream. Huh. I want to see about like if Twitch. Well, I mean, maybe you just have to have it open or something like that, like YouTube or something. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm gonna try to log on to Twitch too and just see if. Can you hear me though right now? Can you hear me right now? Could be just maybe something with Twitch. I mean, with Restream. It says offline. Wait a minute. Where's Restream? Offline.
Retry without the
You can hear me or?
headphones.
Where's Twitch? Oh, Twitch was off. That's why. Turn this off. And then turn this one on. There we go. Twitch was off. That's why we weren't live on Twitch. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's worse.
I don't know if I can end the stream and then come back, maybe. Yeah, now we're live on Twitch. I could end the live and come back, and then you rejoin. I don't know if they'll let me redo it though. That's the only thing. Here, let me type it because I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry guys. I know there's people joining and we have like technical difficulties for some freaking reason. The audio is not working. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but yeah, I don't know. I can end it and restart it if you want. I just heard some noise. I don't know what that was, but somebody joined or I don't know what. Yeah, it's got to be Eric's audio or something. Oh, there he is. He's back. Hey,
Howdy.
you can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh shit. Okay. I was like, well, I'm like, oh man, do I have to end the live or something like that? Cool, because I don't know if it would even came back, you know.
Say that again.
I didn't know if it would even if I would have end the stream and then come back and restream if they would have let me do that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's actually finally working. Super cool. So yeah, man, how you doing?
Doing pretty okay.
I'll tell you what, man. I've been just hearing so many good things, like what's unfolding and what's happening, and let me make sure I have the chat open. I've been hearing so many good things with, again, it goes back to, I'm not, you know me, like I don't care about, I'm not into like the politics and crap like that and any of this stuff, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the things that I am hearing, this is going to break us open like humanity, and the things that are being the the like the guys that this man is like putting in place are like what the collective needed. And I'm
Yeah.
starting to see, if you start looking at it from like a collective standpoint, it's like we're going through a cleansing and a clearing, and we're getting to the point where we are speaking our truth. If you look at him, he's just a mirror of us, right? And I'm just a mirror of you, and you're a mirror of me. And it's like, in actuality, he's like the voice for humanity, as humanity is stepping up. If you look at it in that way,
Yeah.
And it's like the guys like Cash, but you can't hear me again?
No, I can. It's just my
Oh,
headphones aren't working.
oh, okay. Like Cash Patel and all these people that are like voices, and they don't care, like they have no care as to who they affect by their what they say. And
Yeah.
this is what we've needed for so freaking long, man.
Yeah.
But it's just showing us how the collective is where we're moving. You know what I mean? And like, we're not
Yeah.
going to put up with the corruption and the greed and the manipulation. And I'm so like just happy and elated that a lot of these people that have been stealing and manipulating and, you know, are going to be arrested and are going to be like, they're going to go after seize their properties and all this stuff. Because I will say this, man, none of this shit ever made sense to me. There has been such an imbalance. Like, why do certain people have billions and trillions of dollars, and then the large majority is struggling and suffering? You know what I mean? Like, why do certain people have the ability to teach you the gifts that you should have already known when you came here, but then they have them? Like, a lot of stuff just doesn't add up.
Oh yeah.
And you just question it, and you're just like, I. It doesn't make sense to me, like how you could have somebody flipping burgers at a McDonald's for like $8 an hour, and then you got somebody on the football field catching a ball and they're making like 20 million.
Yeah.
And money is just energy. That's not where I'm going with things. You know what I'm saying? It's not like about the money. It's just the balance is so far out of balance.
Oh yeah.
And
No, absolutely.
you know?
Yeah. No, I was actually having this conversation with my mom yesterday that I'm more hopeful now. Like last year I was skeptically optimistic, but I hadn't read like I hadn't actually I'd heard people throw around the word the name like Project 2025 like before, and I hadn't actually read it. And so like last night or the day before, like I actually read what they're doing, and it's like insane. Like they're using the important thing people need to remember in politics is you use rhetoric to paint a picture, but the rhetoric is completely separate than what is actually done. So the rhetoric they use is the rhetoric of like conservatism, Christian nationalism and all that fun stuff. That's the words being used. But what the actual meat and potatoes of what they're doing and what the policies Project 2025 is doing is basically disassembling the military industrial complex, which is insane. Like there was something from like 8 days or 9 days ago now that Trump wants to actually denuclearize with Russia and China.
Mhm.
Like that is unheard of. Like there's been like I've trust me, I've followed this in my previous work for years, but like there's been like gross slimy methods that the US has used of like the US is going to denuclearize while we make a treaty with Russia to denuclearize, but in actuality, we're not really changing anything, but they're denuclearizing, so we still have to step up. Like, from what he's said, like he wants us to go to zero as long as they also go to zero, which is insane and unheard of. And then on top of that, he's also doing stuff like he's going after the FBI, which is done like in the early thousands. They've done false flags of like people linked to Al Qaeda, even though they were egging people on to do attacks in the US. And then now it's in the 2010s and then the like early 2020s, it's now been like white nationalists. FBI has been egging people on to do these, and then they catch these people they're egging on in the first place. I mean, it's just insane because like in in Trump's previous administration, he was like I followed things like incredibly closely. He was basically like over the course of it, he got a worse and worse rap and reputation and relationship with the intelligence community and the military. They hated him, but it got to the point where it's like we can tolerate him until the end of his term, and then we're done. Like he's not getting a second term. There's no way he's being allowed to get a second term. His time is done. That's it. We allowed him to play monkey for 4 years. We thought early on that might be a good idea, but showed up to be worse for the military and for the intelligence community.
Mm-hmm.
Now something's changed because now he's directly going after these agencies that literally put him out of power and stopped him from winning the second term in 2021 or 2020. And like the last person that actually wanted to address and had a like make real change with the military and the intel community was assassinated by them in the 60s. That's John F. Kennedy. Like anybody like nobody else has posed a threat because they haven't allowed anybody else to pose a threat. So something's changed and it's just insane, and I'm like incredibly hopeful because he's like pursuing and actively disassembling all
Like
of
fast,
the
bro. Like fast.
oh
Like
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking like, and not only that, you tell me what administration ever was so transparent like this. You know what I mean? Like to the point where like you go on X or even on his channels on YouTube or whatever, they're like putting everything out there. There's not
Yeah.
it's like I said again, it's a reflection, you know, of humanity. And if you want to go back to like the spiritual aspect of things, it's like what has humanity not wanted to see, and now we're seeing it. Now we're having to like put our glasses on and see, like it's in our face, like oh the things in the sky, and you know it's all like so blatantly obvious in your face, crisscrossing all over the place. Like there's no way that you can't be like, yes, there's still a large percentage of humanity that's still, you know, asleep, you know, whatever. I don't really like even using those terms, you know, because everybody's
Yeah.
on their own journey and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, man, the people that he's putting in place, you want to talk about cleaning the swamp? I mean, like he said he was going to do back then, he's not playing around. I mean, the IR, again, I'm going to use code words, you know, but the
Yeah.
IR, you guys know what I'm talking about, the reserve, you know, like even then I just heard like they just fired like over 6,000 people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the things are being dismantled. The things are like the dominoes are falling. It's like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this for 46 years, and I know a lot of us that are from my generation or even a little bit younger, we've felt now like we're entering freedom. Like
Yeah.
it's like legitimately like these people that have had a hold on everything because of through fear and keeping people in fight or flight and survival mode and freeze mode, you know, so you're too scared to do anything like this. Like I don't care if you like the individual or not, man, it has no bearing on that because I see everybody as love and unity and oneness and all of it anyway. And at the end of the day, when you leave the body, it's just ego anyway,
Yeah.
you know? But
Well,
it,
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, he's had a lot of, like, in the public's eye and whatnot, like, controversial picks,
Yeah.
but the one that was absolutely insane in my eyes was he put Tulsi Gabbard as the director of national intelligence, which she has
Yeah.
for decades been a vocal advocate against militarism and against the intel community and all that stuff. And she actually is a great example, because she was quite literally cheated out of her running in the 2020 DNC like race. Like, if you go into the details, like, there was all this slimy manipulation on the media and other stuff about, like, her stuff and, like, her numbers and all this other stuff. But I mean, at the same time, the people weren't necessarily ready for that. But it's just crazy because she has been such a vocal advocate against, like, censorship, against the military industrial complex, against, like, all of the things that the intel community does. And seeing her as the director now of national intelligence is probably the most positive thing I have, like, the most positive person put in any of the positions I've seen. And granted, I don't pay much attention. I haven't been paying too much attention, but that was just the one that caught my eye. And it's just I have I can see now, like, in the 60s when JFK, like, was put into office, kind of like the hope and the optimism of, like, like, there's a chance, and, like, there's a real chance that things can change and things could be different and better. And I think it's just even better now because, like, all of the stuff that was built up after his assassination and after, like during Reagan, and, like, the expansion of Black Ops wars and all that stuff, like, it's being, like, dismantled, like, insanely quickly.
Yes, and just wait because JF1 supposed to be released his what actually happened, and along with what I just heard last night, the EPSTIN
Yep.
list supposedly is on their desk, and
Damn.
and they're going to release it any day now. It could be this weekend.
That's
So
insane.
this one woman said, which is so true, that these other administrations, man, they've been waiting. They wait till Monday. They wait till, like, oh, it's a holiday. We got to take the holiday. Like, these guys, man, they don't care. They're releasing shit like day and night, Monday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. It don't matter.
Yeah, 7
Like,
7 PM on a Thursday, like,
yeah,
yeah.
like 7 days a week, 24/7, man. And and it's like, I have never in my life seen anything move as fast as it's moving right now, along with the energies that we're experiencing, the light coming on the planet. I'm getting chills right now because I know that disclosure's coming, for even extraterrestrial contact. And if the latest I keep hearing is going to be 2026 and we're going to have contact, you
Dang,
know,
okay.
and
Yeah.
and so it's like, the things that are unfolding, the dismantling of these systems that are not really even real, from big pharma to, and you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that, to the med bed releases, to them doving out, like everyone keeps talking. It's like the new thing now that they're going to be giving like $5,000 to everybody, like starting with that, and then
Yeah, well, that was my comment when I was going over everything with my mom yesterday. And, like, it's nice personally because, like, I can talk with her about all these sorts of things. But, like, there's all the layoffs right now, and, like, you're going to have a huge portion of the public, at least the federal government, which is one of the largest employers in the US. All these people are going to be off work. Well, what's, like, the next natural, like, means or method of kind of alleviating that stress and that stressor. Going back to 2020, what did we have? We had the checks in the mail. We had those like basically universal income. Granted, it was stopped by Congress and other stuff after like 2 checks or something, but like I'm seeing that as like the beginnings of universal basic income as an alleviation of all these people are now out of work. There's lots of stress, there's lots of stressors, but like based on the administration who actually pushed it through last time, like I see this as the like next logical step towards that universal basic income and as the like the path forward.
Yeah, but you know what though? It's like first of all, it's like when they start really like arresting, making these mass arrests with some of these big ones, like
Yeah.
Brandon, for example. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like one of the women said he's going to be the first. And then they're going to go after OBAM, you know who I'm referring
Oh, yeah.
to. And start seizing their property and seizing everything. And when they start going after these people with the, I mean, listen, the quantum system that Doge is using is so high level that they already have everything. Like they know where everything's gone, where it's been, where it's going. They have it all tracked,
Yeah.
and you can't run from it. And anybody that's been, you know, like nefarious, if you want to call it, or doing any of this stuff, you can't run from it. So it's like now they're trying to run and they're running scared and they don't know what to do. And they're gonna what happens when you get into that fear state? You start gaslighting other people. You start ratting people out. All of them are they're gonna start going against each other because they want to save their own ass,
Yeah.
right? So once they
Yeah.
start once, I mean, they barely uncovered the IR, the revenue place, about how much has been taken. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking trillions. When this is all
Oh yeah.
uncovered, man, that debt clock is going to go to zero. And they're going to be having to pay back everyone, all of America.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of this disappeared. Okay, well now they're going to dive into their personal like stash, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they're going to be arrested and put away and seize all their stuff, and there is person after person when these lists start coming out, and the tracking of in the reserves. I can't even imagine that. You can't even imagine when they get to Medicaid and Medicare and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And these doctors, and like, I mean, I'm telling you, like the education system, all these systems, man, like you're
Yeah.
talking about, that clock is going to go to zero, like in the, like all the way to the it's probably gonna be trillions in the positive.
Yeah.
You know. And but the thing that I've been hearing is like the humanitarian funds are coming. I've also been hearing the 5,000's just the start, and then they're gonna like figure out everybody's gonna get like a monthly thing, and it's gonna, like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the suffering that humanity has gone through, especially a lot of us for majority of our lives, you know what I'm saying, like, and these people have been lining their pockets. Things
Yeah.
are going to change, man. Like, and I just see it. Like, this is like, I saw it like months and months ago, but now, like, I know this is the golden age where we're heading into. I know that this is going to bring unity and oneness and connection and community. And like, there's no way, like, none of this shit makes sense. I don't care about your soul wanting to evolve. Like, if you really start, you know, it's like, why would you come here and want to get your stuff poisoned, or, you know, sprayed on, or you know, like, none of it adds up. Like,
I
none of it.
yeah. No, I guess the one thing I will say is like there's like through everything, there's been like such culture like that is like grown up and been built up like all over the world that like just hasn't like it probably just hasn't had the opportunity to be expressed in the ways it's been expressed anywhere else. Because I mean, you've got like what, like in the US you've got Appalachia culture, you've got like the South, you've got the Rockies, like all of the various subcultures, hell, even like Boston, the Bronx, like New York, like, and then going into like, and that's just the US, like all of that, let alone like Parisian culture, Berlin culture, like London culture, like Scotland, North and South Ireland stuff, like all of that. Like it's like it hasn't been easy, and it hasn't been ideal, and it
No,
hasn't by any means been nice to go through for anybody,
no,
but it's it's stuff that hasn't been expressible anywhere else in the universe. And and the good thing is it's coming to a close. Like there's it doesn't
yeah,
have to continue, but it's just we can't change it. Um but we can appreciate some of the good that it's like everything. Like there's a it's like a coin. There's two sides to a coin. Like there's so much suffering and pain and stuff that happened, but in between all that, the the memories I have from past lifetimes of being like a serf, and the actual just the pure love and community of the other serfs, or of the family in the depression era. It's there was still so much positive there, despite all of the suffering, and despite all of the just pain everywhere. So
no,
I mean,
no. I agree with you, man. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, I've grown so much in what I experienced and went through, and um, if I didn't go through a lot of the things I went through, I wouldn't be where I am right now, like feeling as confident as I am, feeling in my power, feeling all the different things that I feel like I wasn't before these experiences I went through, you know? And I
yeah,
don't deny that that's part of our journey, but um, I do believe that a lot of us came here and went through the things we went through to eradicate this stuff,
yeah,
to
yeah,
change the planet, you know, to shine our lights bright and be a part of this massive shift, you know, um, to where the entire planet eventually is fully awake. And yeah, you know, I just want to mention to you, like, a couple of Thomas's comments got deleted.
yeah.
Oh, you saw that?
I saw the comments, and then I saw the question. I didn't. I wasn't able to verify whether or not they were, because at least on Restream they're still up.
Oh yeah, they are. YouTube. I'm on YouTube. They're gone.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they're gone. There's only two comments, like one that he said sounds good, and then the other one, my two previous comments may have gotten censored, and they did because they're gone. They're not in the
yeah,
chat anymore. Yeah, yeah. So, um, so yeah, I feel just as much like you do. I feel so optimistic, even more. Um, I know it's coming. I know it's happening. I know it's unfolding, and I know that we're all going to be good. You just have to trust the process and believe that you will be.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's interesting that you said that with your mom. I have felt the same way with my mom lately, and she's actually like, you know, because she listens to the news, the regular, you know.
oh yeah,
Um, she actually told me the other day. She goes, "You're right, Daren. They actually said stuff that I have been telling her for a while, actually on there." And a lot of people that, you know, call it, you know, you know, that type theory type thing, you know, that terminology that everybody uses. Um, oh, hey, Luna, what's going on? Welcome to the
yeah,
live. You know, Luna, that we're streaming on YouTube, stream, Twitch, and TikTok right now at the same time. Glad you delete your comment. Um, anyway, yeah, it's interesting because my mom actually said to me, "Oh wow, you're right. They said these things that you were saying. I don't remember what it was, but literally, I've been able to talk to her about like seeing spaceships, and you know, at one point she was like telling me, "No, man, like you can't talk about that. So they'll lock you up and things like that." And I'm like, "No, you know what? I don't really care because more and more people are accepting of it and talking about it and um, how to trust the process instead of not caring slash ignoring." Um, You want to address that first, Eric?
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, so I guess for me, there's like it's been a like I'm an engineer. I'm a very like engineering minded person. Like I like and because of my parents and other stuff, it's been a long process in my own life of learning how to just trust the process and to trust that things will come and things will be okay. Because like as like with engineering and with like the whole world of aerospace, like things like need to be controlled, or things feel like they need to be controlled. Things in aerospace are like there's a reason people say it's like it's not rocket science or like thing like stuff like that, because the minutia and like the precision of everything is so it needs to be so precise because of how demanding certain things are, and because of how certain things occur in aerospace systems, that even this like smallest like a millimeter difference in measurements can cause your entire like airplane or your entire rocket to explode. So it's only natural then that like the mindset of control and all that stuff would come with that, um just that state of being in that world. So like but with all that, I've seen more and more in my own life that the more I tried to like address or like control things in my relationships or control things like with my body, so like working out and all that stuff, eating foods, like being like not being mindful of what I eat, but like constantly rethinking and evaluating what I eat in my own life. Like when I stopped doing that and when I stopped needing to try and control the positive outcomes in my relationships, I've found that just being me essentially and just going with the flow and just going with how things feel and also putting up like healthy barriers then as well has turned out so much better than any forms or systems of control that like my mind could think up. And it's just kind of a way of like going with how things naturally are and how things naturally feel versus how I think they should be. And also then like comparing things to what I've seen other people on social media have and all that. Like we can spend all day comparing, we can spend all day evaluating, we can spend all day like trying to control things and like all that, but at the end of the day it really truly is just be yourself, take a breath, like feel for things, and just let things happen. And it's like I've found that I'm much more caring and much more in tune with my various relationships than I was previously when I was trying to like ensure the best possible outcomes and whatnot. And so that's at least where I come from the like trust the process, instead of like not caring or ignoring. Like it's not healthy to just ignore or not care. Like and it's also hard to not care, especially if it's like people or things you care about. And so like completely dissociating isn't the answer, and it's just learning to allow things to flow. And it's a very hard lesson. It's taken me like 15 years now to actually get into that state, but it's I see now why I had to go through what I had to go through to get here.
I feel like what you're talking about is basically being in the observer, being
Yeah.
an observer, basically, like
Yeah, in a lot of
being,
ways.
yeah, not being entangled. Not that you don't care, you know what's going on, but you're not attached to the outcome. You're not attached to any expectations. You're not attached to how it unfolds. You're just observing it,
Yeah.
and that's like true like human mastery when you can get to that level. And I believe that I've gotten to that level as well
Yeah.
because it's very small things even trigger me even to and if it does it's very I don't really feel it to that extent like I used to. There's not a charge to it, but
Yeah.
like maybe I'll feel some type of way for a few minutes and then it kind of dissolves and goes off. You know, it's not like you're not ruminating in it forever like I used to. You're not in the future
Yeah.
or the past. You're not attached. Like I know for a fact it all causes anxiety and fear and I went through all of that, you know, like being in the future, being in the past, attached to everything. The biggest thing that I feel like I had difficulty was with change, which I know a lot of humanity has difficulty with. And like a lot of people are stuck still in like the 80s or the 70s or the 60s, you know, and like they have very much difficulty with change, you know, and I went through that and I saw people getting married and all kinds of things all around me and you know and now I feel like I've gotten more accepting of change than I did when I was in my 20s and 30s, you know.
Yeah.
And I do feel like I'm in the observer um, uh, um seat, I guess you could say, or whatever, you know. um,
Yeah.
because that's the only way to be, like, especially with what's unfolding. If
Yeah.
you're entangled or attached to anything that's going on right now, there's such massive change happening. We're going to have stores closed. We're going to have every single thing you could think of changing so rapidly and so fast. And you really do have to be observing
Yeah.
and no
Yeah.
expectations of what's unfolding and how it's going to unfold and how it's going to, you know?
Oh yeah. No, and I mean, first off, hi Phoenix Princess. Glad to see you here as well. Um, really
So,
appreciate
princess, yeah, yeah. And
it.
or
And
file. Yeah.
Orophile, yeah. But no, like I've also found that like I'm able to like if you've ever listened to Ramdas or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
you know he talks about like the richness of the moment and like being able to like be there more fully for people. And I've found that like like the past way of being like what was it like not really being able to trust the process. Like I wasn't really like I wanted to control and like assist the other person. Like I wanted to like make them like know and feel that like the best possible outcome will happen.
Yeah.
But in like doing so, like I realized that like over time, like it wasn't allowing like the moment to be. It wasn't allowing for them to be in a state of distress or to I wasn't meeting them where they were.
Hmm.
And so like just basically like giving in, like allowing and trusting the process, I'm now more able to feel feel their pain with them and like and not everybody wants like words of hope and whatnot in every moment. So it's very much like, yeah, no, like that like whatever situation somebody's going through when they're going through it, it's just like, yeah, no, that's absolutely terrible and that shouldn't be how it is. And you just you're there to commiserate with them and you're there to just be with them. And it's a very different
Yeah, like hold
like
space.
say it again.
like hold space for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and it's not pushing them towards, like, the positive or pushing them towards anything, it's just allowing them to have their experience and being there with them through that experience. And
and,
it's very hard to get to that. Like, I totally get it, but, like, it's so freeing then when you get there because, like, you're not like, you realize it's not your responsibility,
mhm.
like, their outcome or their happiness or anything like that. It's not yours to take on, but, like, you can be there for them through, like, some of the toughest moments.
It's like everybody says, man. When you think you know somebody's journey, you create your own suffering.
Yeah.
Because you don't know we don't know somebody else's journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe they got to go through that to
Yeah.
stand in their power or to whatever. Just like no one. I mean, like I said, man, I wouldn't wish half the shit I went through. You know what I mean, on anybody. When I tell you, man,
Oh,
like,
same.
trust and believe. Like, I can say this with, and I don't say this out of fear, and I don't say this like to make people fearful or scared, but like these times that we're living in, you cannot be weak minded. You cannot be like it is requiring warriors right now. And going forward, we're shifting out of that victim mentality, that, oh, they did this to me, blah blah blah, pointing the finger, and and all that kind of stuff, and blame everybody for where you're at. You know what I mean? It's like I say this all the time. It's like a lot of us have had many many past lives, and we've all contributed to where humanity is right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we've all contributed to it, and people get on here and they yell and scream and they want to choke somebody out, and like, oh, like you did this, and it's like, at the end of the day, man, we all contributed to this where we are, period, with the choices we chose to make, whether we were conscious or unconscious.
Mhm.
It's just actually taking responsibility for that and saying, yeah, I played a part in this. There's not, oh, this person is screwing up the country or this person is doing that. No, you played a part in it too, just like everybody here. You know,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, we all have to make the wise decisions going forward. What we're eating, what we're doing, the words we're using, you know, what we speak, because words hold so much vibration. And it's like, even then, people still don't realize the things they say. And like, when you say it to somebody else, you're actually saying it about yourself, and the vibration that holds, and all of it. It's like actually being aware and um, consciously making the right decisions, knowing that whatever decisions you make is going to impact you and humanity. Whether it be going to like a fast food place, and eating foods like that, you're not only impacting yourself, you're impacting everyone.
Yeah.
And the choices you make, the things you choose to do on a daily basis, all a part of where we are right now and where we're going. So I feel like they said the weak. This I don't remember who said it, but somebody said it, like the weak, the only the strong will survive, and that's kind of like where we're headed. You really have to be strong and in your power, and because the things that we are going to we are leading to some challenging times. Still, even though
Oh, yeah.
like, I feel so optimistic and everything, there's still the dominoes still got to fall. And there's things that we still have to clear individually and collectively. And
Yeah.
it's still not going to be like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
And, but you can perceive it however you want to perceive it. You could see it in a positive way, of course. You know,
Yeah.
but the fact of the matter is, we're changing, we're shifting, we're upgrading. Like, the more and more you could step out of that entanglement and you can just observe, the better off you're going to be, and the more peaceful and calm you're going to be. And and be able to navigate these times, because it is going to be the strong are going to, it's like it goes back to, like, I even say about like cold plunges and all these different things that people say they can't do. That's all mental strength, things that require strength of the mind, or not eating and fasting. All these things are challenging for a lot of people,
Yeah. Yeah. I
and
I
we're
I
oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I will also say that, like, there's definitely going to be a critical mass of, kind of like with anything, there's, like, the early adopters, there's the, like, forerunners, and then there's, like, the main bulk of, like, consumers for, like, any, uh, like tech or product or whatever, and, like, this very much has the same thing. So, like, there's very much going to be a, like anybody listening, or, like, all of us here now, like, are very much like the early adopters, the, like, forerunners and all that stuff. And so, like, the hardest work will probably fall onto us, but then, like, in order for the rest of people to heal and to get to where we need to be so that we can be where we want to be as a global collective, that's when we'll probably see more of um the mass gatherings of, like, people to, like, listen, like, kind of like teachings back in the old days of,
Hmm.
like, people, like,
Yep.
coming out to the park or whatever and listening to people talk about spirituality for a couple of hours, and, like, asking questions, like, asking, almost kind of like Buddha and them back in the day, like, asking the masters, like, hey, like, this is happening in my life, like, can I get some guidance or whatever? Because that hasn't been available to the
No.
majority of folks for centuries now.
Yep.
Um, so, like, like, it's gonna take a stronger mindset, but I also know, like, for the people who, like, aren't necessarily ready or may lag behind or things like that, like, there's going to be assistance, and there's going to be a critical mass where the shift can happen
That's what a
still.
lot of us are going to be doing,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
teaching.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about. Like
yeah,
in Central Park, and
yeah, yeah,
like you see like Martin Luther King when he was like speaking in the.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, yeah, like, I'm even seeing, like, you'll have breakout sessions of, like, all those, like, New York, like, spiritual TikTokers of, like, okay, like, go over to, like, the bench over there for, like, the people who wanna do, like, Reiki, or, like, the people over there who wanna, like, do some, like, crystal healing stuff, or, like, it's gonna be really cool to see, because it's going to be the rebuilding and the restructuring of, like, that sense of community
Yep.
at the personal level.
Yep.
But it'll definitely take some big shifts to get there.
Yeah, because listen, man, I walk in my neighborhood and it's like people quite literally, and there's no judgment here, okay? But I'm just observing. I walk around, I go for a walk, in the morning and at night. Someone will just like pull, and they're older people, like probably in their 70s, 80s years old.
Yeah,
They pull right in their garage. They don't even give it time to like shut their car off, and the garage goes down. You know what I mean? And like a few years ago, when I was getting a lot of downloads, I was walking around. I'm like, man, it feels like as I just walk around and people just immediately shut their garage and they pull their car in like they're trying to protect something. And it's like it feels so separate.
yeah,
It feels like, oh, everybody's in their individual house, and then you can walk by and you see them watching the news through the window. You could just turn your head and you could see the news running, and it's like pitch black, and they're just sitting in front of the TV getting brainwashed, basically. And it's like a couple of years ago I was getting these downloads, and I'm like, man, it feels so. So it's like we have to like there has to be a catalyst which brings people together. And again, there's going to be. It's this
yeah,
year because this is the year of community. This is the year of divine connections. like
Yeah.
romantic partners that are not like the old type of like my parents and probably your parents, and like 50
Oh
some
yeah.
years, and like my mom is still grieving over the loss of my dad and suffering basically, but where we can be together or be apart and still grow and evolve, and you don't like there's no attachment, it's only love. And that's the thing that I always have difficulty explaining, because people don't understand that yet, and I say yet because they don't understand the difference between attachment and love. You can love somebody but not be attached,
Yeah.
right? And I tried explaining that to my dad before he passed. He didn't understand it. My mom still kind of doesn't, but she was open to listening. And
Yeah.
it's like you can love. I can have love for you, but not be attached, because the thing of it is now what's happening is our vibration and frequencies are changing so much that one moment we're in alignment, and I don't mean only romantic, it could be friends, whatever, it doesn't matter, family, whatever. And one moment you're in alignment, and then the next moment there's like these polarity, this magnet pulling you guys away, and
Yeah.
then or they just disappear, and you have to be okay with that. Like, I've gotten to the point, like, people have come and gone in my life for so long, my entire life, never really had a close crew,
Oh yeah. Same.
and yeah, and so like it's like I'm you kind of used to, like, yeah, sometimes it bothers me, certain people, but not to the extent of like where I'm ruminating over it, where it's like a broken record in my head, like it used to be. Like, what did I do? What could I have caused to do that for this to happen? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a part of life. Like, people
Yeah.
are gonna die, people are gonna come and go. Like, you got to be okay with the change and be able to like blow in the wind, like the like wind
Yeah.
blows, like with the change,
Oh yeah.
because you're just going to keep suffering. Like, a lot of these celebrities are going to be gaslit and put out, and put, and you're and if you have this, like, oh, this person is like putting them on a pedestal, like we've been doing, like humanity's been doing, you're going to like come crashing down when you find out they're doing stuff that, you know
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
so it's like all these things are going to start uncovering. You got to be okay with what unfolds, or you're going to suffer and you're going to be blown around. And that's the one thing that I asked for and I prayed for so long, man, asking my higher self, please let me be more in my body. Please let me be more grounded and centered, because before, and I know a lot of us went through this, we were blown around like our emotions, so like anybody that came by, they could like just take you for a ride,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And like now, it doesn't happen to me anymore. I've like you, 15 years, maybe longer than that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I went through it all, man. The highs, the freaking lows, the all of it to get to the point that I'm at now. Yeah, it's been a journey, man. Is it that way now? I don't want to put people in fear like it's going to take forever, because it's not anymore. It's so much quicker and easier because you got people like us who've gone through this stuff, and are giving you like tips and things to make it simpler and easier so that you don't have to go through what we went through,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's yeah. Things are changing rapidly, and like, yeah, I just keep going back to the discussion I had with my mom yesterday because it's so fresh in my mind. But like the things that have happened in the first month now of the presidency is completely unprecedented,
Yes.
and that's only the first month.
Yeah.
We've got a whole year to go. We've got 4 more years of this at the very least to go. And again, it's just learning to take the rhetoric as just rhetoric. It's
Yep.
just words, but then looking for like kind of the glimpses of the meat and potatoes of what's happening, what's actually happening.
Yep.
And looking at those, it's looking very positive. But it's like renoing a home. Like, in order to get from the downtrodden, like kind of like in the projects, like just horrible, like fix me up home, to like kind of the forever home, you gotta tear down some walls, you gotta redo the plumbing, you gotta get the electrician in and actually make sure the electricity the wiring isn't gonna burn the house down. Like there's a lot that has to change and get fixed and updated and adjusted, and
Yeah.
that entire process just takes time.
Mm-hmm. But I can tell you right now, with the people that are being put in place, they're not playing around.
Oh yeah, no.
It's like the dominoes are going to fall really quickly, and I feel like the moment that we have, which is what everybody keeps talking about, I'm sure you've heard about it, and I'm going to say it in certain words, like the darkness thing that everybody's talking about, the days of, where
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, and more people now are speaking that it's coming very soon. And the thing that so when you start hearing that more and more in the collective and from different people that aren't even connected, you got to like know, okay, something's coming soon,
Yeah.
Plus the fact that I keep hearing the solar flash, like in the springtime. So,
Oh, okay.
which is going to be a part of like activating a lot of the first waivers. And I believe like Luna, and I even believe you and possibly me are part of that, and the first
Oh,
wave,
okay.
and where all 12 strands of DNA get activated, and our abilities are like human powers,
Yeah.
Um, um, not only have I heard that, but the only thing that I'm hearing people say different things about is the 3 days versus 10 days.
Oh, okay.
Secondly, where basically they use the EBS system, if you know what I'm saying, but the emergency,
Oh yeah, yeah.
where they use that to disclose everything. So,
I could see that too. Yeah.
so basically, once they pull the plug on everything, the only thing you're going to have is the EB, where they're going to
Yeah.
start announcing everything, which is going to do a mass awakening. But we're at a
Yeah.
point where you can't stop this anymore. It's like they showed
Yeah.
me like a year ago, like with, I don't know if I ever told you that. But they used the song from Rage Against the Machine. I don't know if I ever told you that or not. Okay, I didn't. You know the song like okay, they're playing it again. No matter how hard you try, you can't stop it now. You remember that song from Rage Against
I
the Machine?
I haven't listened to too much of their stuff, so I'm not as familiar.
Okay, well that was like one of the real popular songs, right? And
Okay.
with like,
Yeah.
no matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now, right? And then
Yeah.
like it's like, and so um they showed me the song, and then it showed me a river rushing, and the river was humanity,
Yeah.
and the song was playing while the river was busting through a dam. And then they showed me these little guys that were like trying to rebuild the dam, but they couldn't build it fast enough to stop
Yeah.
the river. And the river is humanity waking up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that song was playing along with it,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's
That's
really cool.
funny.
Yeah, I was like, that's really cool, And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And I got shown that so many times. And when I was going to the Akashic Records, just in general, just a lot, like over the last few years, that this is unstoppable, and they know it, and the people that have been trying to stop it cannot stop it. They showed me like even a boulder going down a mountain,
Yeah.
like once it gets going, the momentum, it cannot stop. And that's what has happened now. The momentum is so strong,
Yeah.
and the more and more things come out that is happening with the internet and everything, it's like you can't stop this shit, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, and I mean,
And your mom, my mom is a testament,
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm like very hopeful as well, because like I know, like if you just see how quickly like the world adjusted during COVID to like lock-ins, like how like literally like it was a week and everything was different.
Yeah.
Like, we went from your regular, like, day to day, just going to work, doing the whole routine and whatnot, to literally just being like, okay, I guess we're figuring lock-ins. Like, I guess this is our life for the next however long. Like, the just almost like overnight change that happened then, like, it can't, like, things for the positive have that same ability to just change overnight, and I think
Right.
that's
Oh, yeah.
where some of the things coming in the next years it's going to be like, maybe not every single day things are going to be different, but it's probably going to feel like literally month to month, like, well, I guess we're living with this now, like, I guess this is a thing now, like, I guess this is information we now have, and it's like every month is just going to feel so different, because like, just because of like, it's like in the awakening journey, like, you hit one level, and then it's like, okay, now you're ready for this level, and then it's like, now you're ready for this level, and it's just going to be like month to month, like, okay, now everybody is ready, they've done everything they needed in this month, so now we can get to this stuff in this next month, and it's just going to
Mhm.
be like, for me, it feels very exciting. I know not everybody's going to be
They're
have that
not.
same excitement, and it's not going to be as um fun per se to go through, but like, it's just, well,
We've
like,
been
it's
waiting
just
for this a
knowing.
long, long time, man. Huh.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like this entire incarnation.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And,
mean, you've been here longer than me, so
and trust me, man, being awake at like 7 years old, and
yeah.
trust me, the frustration is real, you know? And the impatientness. But like I had to build patience like you would not believe
Oh yeah.
for a lot of areas in my life. And but this year, another thing I've heard, not only when I channel, but I've heard from other channels too. By April, we're not even going to recognize ourselves. By the end of the
I
year,
mean,
this place is going to be completely different. We won't even recognize it or
yeah,
the
I can
people
believe it.
around us. That's how massive of a change 2025 is going to be, and
Yeah.
is. Um, I mean, shit. I walk around, I go outside. I'm like, man, it looks like a damn ghost town. People are just locked up in their house. It's like I walk around and it just feels different. It I don't know, man. I can't put my finger on it, but it just feels. I don't know, you know, and a lot of and again, there's still a large percentage that are not awake yet, but they will be
Yeah.
because the entire planet is waking up. And I don't know. I hear it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's in my lifetime. I don't know if it's in your lifetime, but for damn sure, the entire planet's gonna be awake. And I feel like these disclosures of a lot of these people and the things that are gonna come. Hey, or Feely.
What up, chat?
Yeah, hello, chat. I know you guys, we weren't really paying attention, but I get into the zone, man. I think Eric does too, and then we just like, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I will just say that massive change is coming, and I feel like a lot of these things, like kind of like the P Diddy thing did, you know.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a lot of people that woke up that were really looked at him as an idol or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
and it made them start to question things and question everything. And
Yeah.
the more,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I mean, you look at the like, you look at things like the Snowden leaks, you look at things like the Chelsea Manning leaks, you
Yeah.
look at things like WikiLeaks and like other big things that actually exposed how things behind the curtains were done, and like even like Napster and like the Silk Road and like things like that, like once the news and stories broke, it kind of repositioned
Hmm.
what the public thought of like the internet, or of the ultra wealthy, or the military, or
Hmm.
whatever else it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, there's only going to be, I mean, it's like once it starts, it's just going to be a fire hose of like one after the other of like, oh, this is actually how this was working, or oh, this is actually far worse than you thought it was, or
Mhm.
yeah,
It's just gonna, yeah. I mean, it's already starting if you if you really, um, look in the right direction, so to speak.
yeah,
It's right in front of our faces. I mean, it's becoming more and more in our faces, and I really I don't think that it's going to take long. Oh yeah, do this. Whoops. Whoops. Okay.
everything okay?
No, yeah. I just wanted to like make sure we're like still streaming on there. And if there was anybody commenting that I missed on TikTok,
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, and um I know now what happens if you like put something like if I put like TikTok in front of Restream, the sound goes off. So that's kind of like maybe what might happen to you,
yeah.
Um, because I just noticed that I'm trying to get back to the Restream though, if I can find it. This is TikTok. This is Twitch. It's got to be. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I am. Oh my God! It's like you get your popcorn out and ready, like to watch the movie because it's exactly what it is, and it's going to be. But again, I understand. Like, but I think that at the same time, it's time that majority of the collective is ready for them to just pull the band-aid off. Like rip it off. Like, let's go. Like it's
Yeah,
time, like versus like, oh, let me just do it real slowly, and we'll just nah, you can't do that anymore, man. You just can't. It's got to be like a quick, just pull the band-aid and let's go.
yeah,
And that's exactly what they're doing. And the moment they, like I said, they release that list, which is sitting on her desk, which I heard this one woman say, there's a very good chance, like I said to you, like today or tomorrow or the weekend.
damn,
That's
yeah,
going to be a big shock to a lot of people.
oh
Um,
yeah,
you know, aside from, like I said, with the Diddy one and all of this stuff, man. The institutions that have checking accounts and all of this
yeah,
stuff, man. I was talking to you about that, how it doesn't even make sense to me. I actually think I was speaking about it on live the other day. Yeah, I was. And how it's like that there's an example, prime example of how we've just turned our head the other way. And you can't turn your head the other way anymore. And that's like kind of what Luna was saying about, ignoring things and not caring. It's like the
yeah.
institutions that you put something in. Like, how does this make any sense? All right, please explain to me. I'm gonna just run it down real quick. So you go and you put like 25,000 into this account, and that's the requirement, right? For you to get like benefits or whatever, you got to hold this amount in there. It's a business. Let's say it's a business account. You got to hold like 25,000 just to have the account, right?
Hmm.
You're not getting no interest. You're not getting nothing. Maybe 0.02, right? Which is like maybe a penny per month, right?
Yeah, it's
If
it's
you're
next
lucky.
to nothing. Yeah,
And yet they're taking that and then loaning it out to somebody else for like high interest to maybe for a mortgage or a high yield loan or something like that.
or as we learned about during the housing crisis in 2008, they're literally just taking it to gamble on the stock market.
Yeah, well, that
Like,
too. Yeah, or buying gold or silver.
yeah, yeah,
And so, like, my mind is like, and I've thought about this for years and years and years. Like this doesn't make sense. It's like, and I don't want to use this word because somebody on the live told me not to use it, so I will spell it out again. Like a lot of these, I'm just going to spell out, but MAF. I didn't know that's one of the words you know, MAFIA, you know,
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So like it's reminds me of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so how do we just turn our heads the other way, like, and it being okay, and then these are just institutions that aren't even like, you know, they're just like anything else, like an entity, like a corporation, you know. And
Yeah.
I just don't understand it, and I don't understand how people just are okay with it. And it's like I thought about this years and years ago, right? And I was like, well, if everybody just came together and walked out of all these systems and just came together, you know how quickly we would change everything? Like
Yeah.
literally, like in an
Yeah.
instant. Because the moment you pull your energy away, the attention goes away. And then all these things, these structures, these systems, everything is just held by attention.
Yeah.
And the moment you take your attention away, it's like I talked about a guy. Did you ever hear of a guy named Matt Lauer?
Yes.
He was on the Today Show.
Yeah. 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 Yep.
And for many, many years, I watched that guy, man, right?
Yep.
And then I don't know when it was. It was probably like 10 years ago or something like that, where he got accused of like sexual harassment or something like that
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
in
I remember that.
these studios, and they basically cut his contract and paid him out money, and he had to walk away. Well, I have not heard of this guy. Like, I don't watch news anyway or anything like that anyways, but like I still know what is going on because like YouTube and Instagram and different things, you know, even though I'm not attached to it, I still know. You hear things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like you don't hear this guy's name anywhere. He's like completely disappeared off the face of the earth. Right? Why?
Yep.
Because he's not in the public eye. No one's giving him attention. So what happens? Like you take the attention away, and they're they're they become nothing anymore. Like they're not this like whatever celebrity, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're gone. Like that guy, that one guy too. Forgot his name. He was in that movie where they smoked a lot of weed and stuff like that. Like back in the '80s or something like that. It was the funniest movie, man. It was I for Chris. No, is it Chris? No, not Chris Rock, but he was like a comedian too. And he was in that movie. Damn, I forgot his name, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, he ended up moving like to a cabin somewhere in like the woods,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
know, and his career was nothing like it was when he was on Comedy Central and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, like I said, of like Matt Lauer, you know, and nobody even
Yeah.
hears about this guy anymore. And
Nope.
so that's the kind of point that I'm kind of making, that you know, if we all came together and walked out of everything, like I thought this through years ago. I'm like, man, if everybody just walked out of their job and walked out of these systems and everything, and we all came together and brought everything together, we wouldn't be where we are as a country.
Yeah.
It would be a whole
No,
different
there.
world, you know?
Yeah. No, along those lines, there's a great example. I believe it's Iceland or one of the Nordic countries. In the 60s, 70s, or 80s, there was a universal women's strike where all of the women across the entire country just
Mm,
stopped doing anything. Like they stopped feeding the kids, they stopped going to the grocery stores, they stopped doing everything.
mm,
And in 3 days, they literally brought the entire country to a halt because suddenly the men had to do everything, and they realized the value that the women were, like, putting into the society with all the stuff they had done. And so now it is, I think to this day, I forget which country, but to this day, that country has the most, like, representation in all levels of society
mm.
of men and women, like,
Wow.
equally.
Wow.
And it's just like, yeah, like you just stop, and it was kind of like in COVID, like we all realized that, like, what what like actually needs to be done for the society to function. And it's not the it's not the insurance companies, it's not the like desk jobs, it's not like all that stuff. It's the people who flip burgers. It's the people who stock the shelves at the supermarkets. It's the people that do like honestly, even the people who make art, like the people who produce like entertainment and like do things like that that we like consume and like we value for the insights they give into like society or ourselves or things like that. Like it's not the paperwork or the paper pushing or anything like that. It's all the other stuff that allows for that stuff to function.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So,
And it's coming back to like doing the things that bring you joy and your
yeah.
passion versus like just doing it because you think you have to. And that's what I feel like these people that are being dethroned, let's use that word, dethroned, from these positions they've been in. Um, because listen, at the end of the day, man, it's like you think about it, majority of the society cannot invest in the stock market and cannot invest and like and then these people, these high positions, they're like they got inside information and this and that and blah blah blah, and they'll just keep piling or lining their pockets while everybody else is working like 80, 90 hours a week, distracting from everything. And if you're distracted from everything, you won't know what's going on, and they'll just keep you in that fear state,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like the only way is like what is happening now. And yes, there's going to be a lot of people that are angry and pissed and frustrated, but it's going to be the catalyst, man. It's going to bring all of us together to create a beautiful place that we want to create for all of us to thrive.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, I could not go another 20 years the way we were living. I don't even want to be here if that was the case. I really don't.
Yeah.
If I knew that I had to, if it was going to continue the rest of my existence here, I'll be like, Spirit, let's go. I'm out, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out.
I guess like me personally, like I've been like unemployed since last June. And so like part of everything I've gone through is like I made peace like months ago of like, okay, like if like basically saying like if I need to just work like in an office job at like Northwestern or like if I need to work at Chipotle, like to like to like have the like kind of like family and like not even be able to like do vacation, but like just be able to have like just a nice quiet like life where like I can like build a family and then like do all that stuff. Like I made peace with that months ago, and at
Yeah, but you
every
got bigger things
turn,
to do here, man.
what's up?
You got bigger things to do here, man.
Well, yeah, and that's where at every turn it's like, no, you're not doing that. Like you should be doing this. Like do this thing. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm not doing that. Like I guess like, but like it was like finally making peace with that when like everything, all the signs were basically saying, yeah, don't do that. Like there's other stuff you have to do, and it's like, "Ugh, okay, sure,
But listen, I want to make this clear though, because anybody's watching, I don't want to minimize any job or career or anything you're doing, somebody's doing. By me saying
yeah,
like, "Oh, you got bigger things," that doesn't mean anything. The part that he said like was, "Oh, like I'll just take like a job at Chipotle and just build the family," and kind of like it's almost like just like blend in with everybody else type of thing versus no, you're
yeah,
here to like really speak your voice and like bring forward what like technologies or whatever you're going to bring forward. You know what I'm saying? Like not just like what I mean by like a lot of people were doing in the collective because of just past life experiences where we were silenced for using our voice and different things like that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
hiding basically from your gifts and abilities and why you actually really came here, you know.
yeah,
And none of us were meant to just come here and do like the matrix stuff basically. We came
Yeah.
here to really like bring our gifts to the world and bring the wisdom we have, or we wouldn't have gone through, or we wouldn't be as conscious and awake and aware as we are if we weren't meant to be doing, and we wouldn't be
Yeah.
doing this shit right here.
Oh yeah, no, and it was just for me. It was just a turning point of like I realized I could learn to truly be happy with just like existing within kind of like the 9 to 5. Like I realized I could if that was where I was supposed to go. Like I could live
Is
with
that
that.
just your human though? Because I don't know that your soul's gonna be okay with that.
Like, yeah, no, that very true. Like, yeah, that definitely is because like then like everything like once I had that realization, all the other signs were very much like, okay, that's good, but now you need to like use your voice, like share stuff, like go into stuff, and it's like, okay, sure,
Yeah, yeah, because and regardless of like whether there's zero people on or no one's subscribed or no one's on there, like, sometimes like listen, I get frustrated, because I like the engagement. I like the people engaging and bringing forward questions and momentum and energy. I like that. Like sometimes when I get on and there's nothing happening, it's like I'm like quickly like ready to just leave. And I know I'm not supposed to because um, whether there's one person or 1,000 people,
yeah,
um, the message is going to get out there regardless, some way, somehow. Spirit's going to make that happen.
yep,
Um, but again, it's part of our conditioning and brainwashing to think that, oh, we're not successful till we have like 10 million followers.
yeah,
My voice is not going to get out there unless I have 3.5 million followers. Um,
yeah, yeah,
so it's like that's just conditioning. And but knowing that no matter what, whatever we're meant to be here to do, it's going to happen no matter what. In one way, shape, or form, it's going to happen. You're going to get led to the right person, or the right person's going to get led to you, or you know what I mean. Like, there's no accidents, man. It's like me and
yeah,
you, coming together
yeah,
and being brought together through Luna, and so nothing is an accident. I really truly don't believe that. Um, and yeah, we definitely have big things to do. And it's interesting that, so I didn't tell you, but Victor wrote me, I think it was last night or something. I think it was last night. And he said, sorry for the short notice, but I have a big day today, something with his son. And he said
oh yeah, yeah,
he said he wasn't going to be here. And so it's all good. I told him it's all good, man, because, it, I think it's actually good that it actually happened because we were able to vibe and, you know,
yeah,
feel like there's going to be something with this with me and you going forward.
sure, yeah,
Yeah, and so yeah, I so yeah, I don't believe that was an accident either. You know what I mean? It's for
yeah,
us to like vibe with each other and see how we mesh going, and everything.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, how do you feel like where we're at? Do you feel like this is a good segue to, or do you have some more things you want to talk about, or?
No, I think this is good, especially being noon Eastern time now. But
Yeah.
like, I want to like, and like, I'll message as well. But I kind of want to have like, maybe kind of like going forward into like the next one, maybe go into like our own awakening stories, or like maybe have like a question or like something we'd like to discuss. Um,
Like a topic?
Yeah, like a topic going forward with some of these. Just because like I know like I mean I know both of us, we can absolutely just come in and just talk about whatever for
No, I
for an
agree with
hour.
you. I mean, that's what we were doing. Like, that's what happened with the other podcasts I used to do, and we just wanted it to flow, and we
Yeah,
we were like, no, we're not going to do like anything because then we just want to see where it goes, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, we just went all over the place, and yeah, I think that's a good idea. If you want to like think about something, and then I can put it on a thumbnail for the
Yeah.
one. And what I was also thinking is, and let me know what you think if this is cool with you or not. Um, Keeping it Saturday, but switching it, like maybe doing it in the early afternoon next week instead of the morning. Would that work for you? Are you okay with that?
Uh, I actually I probably need to. I was going to message you. So next weekend is like my birthday weekend, and I was
Oh,
gonna do I was gonna do stuff Saturday.
oh, okay. No, no, that's fine. We could pick another day then. Um, and yeah, then we could just pick another day. That's fine. Yeah, there was something I wanted to do this morning and I couldn't do it, but because I had the live with Luna. I don't know
Oh
if
yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you got a chance to see it or not, but yeah, we were on till like 10 o'clock, and
Okay.
okay, that's fine, man. We'll just do it another day.
Okay.
We'll pick another day. Maybe Friday afternoon or something. Would that work? Like early, not like the night
Uh,
thing.
yeah.
Um,
Earlier that should work.
Maybe like 1 or 2 in the afternoon or something like that.
Yeah. I mean that should absolutely work for me.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, that would be better for me too. And so what I'll do is I'll figure out because I usually go shopping on Friday for groceries and stuff. I know I'm telling everybody this, but whatever, who cares, you know? I go on
Yeah. Yeah.
Fridays, like in the mornings, like not early in the morning, but like around 10:30. So yeah, we could plan on like 1, 2 in the afternoon, and I should be back by then, and then we could go live on Friday, for an hour and a half or something. I figured because Presley was telling me, just so everybody knows, um, like there's more traffic in the afternoon because a lot of people are like working in the morning and stuff. Even on Saturday, like a lot of people are sleeping in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like that's why I was thinking. So we could the following week we could maybe do like a Saturday afternoon or something, not late, but like and see how it goes and switch it and do like a morning and then an afternoon. So it doesn't have
Hmm.
to be the same every week.
Yeah.
And then it would kind of like give you a chance to not have to get up so early and and so
Yeah.
yeah, we could just switch it off. So yeah, if you guys all are hearing that, we're gonna do probably Friday afternoon. Um, yeah, that actually would be a good idea. That works. Um, okay, cool, man. Yeah, I think, and then if you want to think about it, and then I'll think about it, we can like come together. And also, anybody listening to the replay, if you guys have any topics you want us to cover,
Yeah.
reach out. You could send an email to Daren and Luna at Gmail. And also, Eric, shout out your YouTube channel, and your Instagram and your TikTok and everything so that people can follow you whether they're watching the replay or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So my Instagram and TikTok are at Astral Engineer 88. Let me. I
Yeah, you
forget.
could type it in the chat too because it should show up on all the platforms when the replay comes.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
just at least on mobile, I don't have a location where I can type for
oh
the main chat.
oh
Um, but yeah. So then the I need to double check my YouTube, but it should also be at like
let me see if
Astral
I can
Engineer.
let me see if I can get it. I should be able to. I think I know what it is without. Do you want me to show like what you are selling on your do you want me to share it? Because I got one right here that you sent me. Or I don't even know if you can hear me still. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Oh, what do you think?
Yeah. No. Go for it.
Oh, yeah, and you can explain it if you want real quick.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll
So
just tell it.
real quick, my YouTube is also Astral Engineer 88. So all of my socials should be Astral Engineer 88. So that's a hand device for Reiki. So I'm an engineer. I took electromechanics and electromagnetism and a number of classes in engineering in my major. But basically that acts as a like transformer, like a step up transformer. And you have it in the palm of your hand. And yeah, thank you. And basically you have in Reiki, they've been shown to it's been shown through experiments that uh, you have naturally occurring biomagnetic frequencies that come out of your palms, especially for like Reiki masters. And so what that does is it acts as kind of like a spool of wire. It like increases the magnitude of the frequencies so that when you do Reiki or you do energy healing or do all sorts of other stuff, it should amplify by my calculations about 750,000%, or 750,000 times the frequencies occurring in Reiki and other energy healings. So like when I was experimenting with this, I just had like the little circle with the wire. Like I put that over my third eye. I put that like on all my different chakras, and I would just like completely just zone and vibe out because it was just like such intense frequencies. But yeah, I sell those on my Etsy. My Etsy is Astral Engineer, not Astral Engineer 88. So that's the only one that's different. But yeah, if you search that, it'll be under like a Reiki amplification device or Reiki amplifier.
Let's see if we can get it on there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, like yeah. So yeah, it's good that you keep everything like we do, like with the same name. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like then you just say, oh yeah, Daren and Luna on all social media platforms, or
yeah,
Astral Engineer on everything, and he's on
yeah.
TikTok too, and I think you're on Twitch too, right? Or Kick.
I am technically on Twitch. I haven't done anything with that since like last August, but
No,
I do technically have that.
yeah, and you can still follow him on there, and at some point he's gonna get it all set up where because I'm once I create the next link, um he's gonna connect at some point. He's gonna try to connect all his platforms to it, so you'll be able
Yeah,
to when we'll be streaming from all of our platforms. So you'll I at least know he's gonna be able to do Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. Those are the three easiest ones to like set up.
yeah,
You don't really have to do anything. They just automatically connect when you just put your user and password in. The ones that are the
yeah,
more difficult is Rumble and Instagram and X, because Rumble you have to pay for like a premium service with them. X you have to pay premium, and then Instagram's just kind of a pain in the neck to even just set up in general. So
yeah,
so yeah, go get his device over at Etsy. Follow him on all social media platforms. I'm gonna put his information below the video of this one and the last one. I haven't done it yet on the last one. I'm going to. And I'm going to send him a copy of this so that he can put it on his channels as well. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be fun, and I love this. And thank you, Eric. This was rad as hell. Yeah,
yeah. No,
I
thank you.
love these. I love this. I love yeah, I love going down the rabbit holes. Hey, Marissa, we're about to head out of here, so sorry you missed the live, uh but thank you, Eric, again, and you all go visit Astral Engineer 88 on Instagram, right? And TikTok, same thing.
Yep, and
Yeah,
YouTube.
and
So
YouTube, same. And is it Twitch the same as well, or
I forget. It's been months since I've been on
okay?
Twitch, but
Well,
at the very least, it's Astral Engineer. So
yeah, at least yeah, just go on all of them and search up Astral Engineer and subscribe, comment, share, share them out. Thank you again, Eric. This was awesome, and I look forward to the next one. We're probably going to do the next one on Friday, so look for it. I'll see you. I'll see you then, man. Thank you, brother.
yeah, thank you, and thank you everybody for watching whenever you watch it. So
Yeah,
really
man.
appreciate it. Cool.
Over and
See ya.
out.
Have a good
Take care,
one.
man. You
Thank
too,
you.
man.